Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Slippery Jim here. Welcome to my high round solo strategy guide for the new Exo Zombies map in Advanced Warfare Descent, which is set in the Trident Retreat. It's actually a pretty cool map, and I'm going to show you guys how to get it set up easily, quickly, and efficiently in the starting rounds, how to get through the 2 boss battles in this map, and then how to get set up with an efficient strategy to get you through to infinite rounds in the later stages of the game. So we're going to get set up here now in the starting location right here. There are actually 2 exits you can take from this area. We're going to turn on the generator here, so that will give you access to the first Exo upgrade ability here, which is Exo Medic for 500 points. You can buy that. In fact, I do recommend getting that. There's also a points terminal back here. I've never seen it green in this first round, but I guess you never know, so I like to check that just in case it's going to give me some points. Then what you want to do, in case this is your first Zombies game ever and you don't know, you want to shoot the zombies 4 or 5 times and then knife for the final kill so you get max points. There are 2 ways you can go to get down below. You can go through the reception area, but probably the better way is to take this other door here, the concierge, and just leave 1 zombie alive so you don't go into round 2. That will give you an opportunity to check the 2 points terminal locations down in this area, just in case. I've never seen these green either on round 1, but just in case, we're going to check those. Then we're going to kill the zombie here to head into round 2. As soon as you hear that buzzing noise, you can actually check the terminals again to see if they're going to give you points, but they're not going to because I am unlucky. Alright, so we're going to turn on the generator here. That will give you access to another Exo upgrade, but we're going to come back to that. That is the stockpile upgrade. This is a pretty swank looking area here. So we're going to take out the zombies the same way. So we've still got plenty of ammo in the pistol. It's going to take probably 6 or so shots and then the knife to kill them at this point, but it's still pretty easy. Now, some people complain that they find the knifing in the early rounds difficult and they always die. So this strategy is going to involve doing that until round 5. So warning to you right now, if you find that a little challenging, I mean, it's not too bad if you just look around, make sure you don't get zombies creeping up behind you, and just be a little bit careful about it. But if you do find it difficult, there is a weapon you can buy off the wall here as well, the MP11, which is a very good points builder for the early rounds, but it is going to mess up the amount of points that you have to follow this exact strategy. And you're going to have to be pretty efficient with your points to do what I do by the rounds that I do it. So again, we're moving up here into this location. This is where the exosuits are. We're going to turn on the generator. Round 2, guys, and we have our exosuit. So that is pretty awesome. Now, the reason that I go for the exosuit straight away and spend my points on opening up those barriers to come through to get it is, rather than buying weapons, is once you have the exosuit, as with all the other maps in Exo Zombies, it is a one-hit melee with that power-assisted exo punch. And I'm just coming back here to check these terminals again to get points off them if they are green. But yeah, it's a one-hit kill now with the exosuit from melee punches up to and including round 4. So you get more points for melee kills as well. So that's why we're doing it this way rather than buying a weapon. We won't even buy a weapon until probably about round 6 or 7. But as I said, if you find that a little bit difficult, by all means buy something like the MP11 until we get to the location of the 3D printer. Now what we're doing at this point is we're basically going to build up as many points as we can. So I'm going to be using up all my ammo in the pistol and then using the old melee for the final hit for the kill to get maximum points. And we're going to be heading through the tidal generator room next. That is the direction that I was going to say Jug, but obviously it's Exo Health in Exo Zombies. Same basic thing. So we're just going to be careful here. Make sure you don't get zombies coming up behind you because you are still quite vulnerable without Exo Health. And we get a DNA bomb, which wasn't too much of a disaster because I think there was only 1 or 2 zombies left anyway. Alright, so once again, I'm just checking the points terminals just to see if I can get those extra 100 points or so. And at this point, round 4, you'll usually have a dog round. Now, the first dog round is super easy. The dogs have really bad pathfinding. So all you have to do is move slightly, like in any direction when they're just about to pounce on you, and they will completely miss you and take ages to like attack you a second time. So we're going to turn on this generator as we come through the tidal generator area. Super cool looking room, this one. But you can get trapped in here in the higher rounds. You want to be a little bit careful here. And we're getting chased by dogs here. But like I said, just be careful about it. Try not to get bitten, you know, more than twice in a row. And we get our exo health there. So we are on easy street now. So yeah, we have a sentry turret that dropped from the orbit. I'm not going to pick that up because there are probably better drops that we'll get later on, and we're going to want to get some good drops and save those up for the boss fights, especially the second boss fight, but we will get to that later on. So now that we have our exo health, it is round 5, which means it is a 2-hit melee kill with the exo suit. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be that a little bit more challenging to kill the zombies quickly. But we have got a full ammo mag from the dog ammo drop. So we're just going to empty about 5 rounds into the zombies, just like we did on round 1, and then knife for the final kill. So we're going to get a ton of points by doing this, which is always good. Alright, so the next thing, our next goal is for us to open up the spa area. And we're going to try to do that. Well, we're actually pretty much got all the points that we need right now to go and do that. So we're going to go open up the spa area. Now, the reason that you want to do that is coming up pretty soon, you are going to have the first infected round. And the spa is the only location with a decontamination pad. So if you don't have that open and you don't have the points to open it and you get infected, you are gonna die. So unless you kill all the infected zombies without getting touched, which is definitely possible, especially if you get the nanoswarm grenades. But I mean, you're not really going to be getting them until you get to the 3D printer anyway. Now, so just be a little bit careful following this strategy. Once you get to round 5 or 6, it's going to take a little bit longer to melee kill the zombies. But as long as you don't, you know, lose attention and you don't let the zombies come up behind you and sandwich you or anything stupid like that, hopefully you'll be okay following this part of the strategy. I know some people have found this sort of strategy challenging in some of my other zombies videos from Treyarch Zombies, but it's really not that bad. I don't think so anyway. So we're going to start heading through this area. We're going to be heading for the box. It always starts in the same location. So we're going to head through in this particular route is going to take us up here. And we're going to hit the 3D printer here. Now you want to start hitting the printer once you have these areas opened up. You also want to get the perk, what is it, Fast Hands? What's it called in Exo Zombies? You know the one I mean, it's kind of like Speed Cola. You're going to want to get that as well. But primarily, there's a couple of weapons you want to get out of the 3D printer. Now, one of those is the new weapon unique to this map, which is the blunderbuss. The other, which is a little bit more optional, is the other unique weapon to this map, which is the KLO3 Trident. But you could also swap that out for something else if you wanted to. They're just the optimal weapons to get. Alright, so round 5, here we get teleported to this special boss fight room, if you like, where we get taunted by Oz. And he basically teleports us in, and Angie teleports us out. No big deal. Just a little bit of a teaser for the boss fight that'll be coming up at round 13, and then later on at round 20. So you want to prepare for those boss fights and get things like your perks and some decent weapons. So we're just going to take what we get here to start with. The Mayhem. We'll use this a little bit. It's a pretty decent weapon. I know some people like to use this in the higher rounds as well. I personally don't like it due to the very slow reload, lack of ammo situation, but it is definitely powerful. That is for sure. So still just doing the same sort of thing right now here at round 6. Trying to maximize the points building using the starting pistol and the melee kill strategy. But I mean, if you're not comfortable with this, just feel free to use the MP11 or whatever weapon you get out of the box. That is going to be good for building points. Alright, so the other thing that you want to do is you want to start working your way towards opening up the areas, and there are a lot of doors to open up and locations to open up in this Trident Resort. Oh yeah. The Mayhem is pretty fun, actually. Mayhem, whatever you call this thing. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. It's pretty cool in the Easter egg as well, where you get unlimited ammo. I don't know, guys. Leave me a message if you want me to do the Easter egg guide on this map. I am going to do the Easter egg in this one because I want to unlock the special difficulty mode in the other maps at some point. So let me know if you want to see a guide on that. If you're not really fussed, well, I probably won't do one. Now the other thing is, if you get lost in this new map, that if you're playing it for the first few times, just remember, as with all of these Exo Zombies map, there is pretty much a map if you pause the game on solo, or also, now that you can pause it on solo, thank goodness, or also on the walls. Pretty much in almost every location, you can check the map and see where, you know, the 3D printer is, if it moves, or where the different things are, you know, the perks and stuff like that. So we got the distraction drone, which was awesome. That's going to come in handy. But you know what? It's almost better to get the nano swarm grenades in this map. The distraction drones are super good as well. And here we go. This is definitely what you want to try and get, is the blunderbuss. It is super powerful, and even though it has one of the slowest reloads of any gun in Exo Zombies, once you get your perks together and you're able to reload quicker, it's actually a really, really good gun for those one-shot kills in the higher rounds if a zombie's blocking your path, but more importantly for the boss fights that will be coming up against. So you need a very powerful weapon for those to be able to get through them easily, and that's why we're trying to get this out of the box. So now it's just a matter of trying to get the new special weapon, the KL03 Trident, or something like the S12. Now it's worth mentioning as well that you can't get the blunderbuss on the old gen consoles. So if you've got this game on Xbox 360 or whatever, you can't get the blunderbuss because they ran out of assets or whatever, so they couldn't fit it in with the other weapons, which kind of sucks for you guys. Yeah, we got some contact grenades as well. There are contact grenades available in the spa area here where I am located right now. They are also located on the wall in the boss fight room if you end up there and need to get them as well. That room actually also has a 3D printer and an upgrade station, so it's got pretty much everything you want. The trouble is you don't really build up points in it, so it's only if you go in there with points that it's really useful. Alright, so we're gonna finish off these last couple of zombies here, and we'll pick up this this drop in a second. As soon as the round starts. It could possibly be our first infected round as well, so we want to start heading towards the spa. Actually, we want to sort of stay near the spa. Yep, we have the infected zombies. Now, there's a couple of ways you can deal with these. If you've been lucky enough to get a nano swarm grenade, it is super easy. You just want to chuck it down and stand inside the bubble, and then just take them out as they get slowed by the bubble. You can pretty much get through the whole first infected round just by using the nano swarms if you get them. The other thing that you can do, and you can get through this entire round without getting hit as well, is if you go through to the Galleria area, there's a trap on the wall back here that I'm going to hit right now, just here, and you can basically train them around here and the traps will take them out if you do it correctly, but you have to be careful because the traps will also damage you, and it's sometimes a little bit hard to hop over them with some of the low ceilings in that area. So just be careful of that. So we're getting infected a couple of times here, but I'm going to head back and cure myself so we don't turn into a zombie. So yeah, it is pretty painful reloading this thing prior to getting your perks going, your fast hands and stuff like that. But we got plenty of special grenades and contact grenades and stuff like that here. It shouldn't be too much of a problem getting through this first infected round. Playing solo. I think we've still got one or two left here. But yeah, this blunderbuss, it just disintegrates zombies. It really does. It is epic. I really love it. It's a weird gun. It doesn't really fit the theme of Advanced Warfare in my opinion, but it is super powerful. I'm not going to complain about that. They really love their shotguns, Sledgehammer Games. What can I say? They've got some really epic shotguns in this game, like Cell 3 Cauterizer, obviously, the S12. There's some of the best guns in Exo Zombies are shotguns, which is pretty cool, actually. So I'm just going to pick up this camouflage here. That's definitely a good orbital drop to get hold of for the later boss fights. So we're going to hang on to that. We're not going to use those until we get to the boss fights, particularly the second boss fight is where they're going to come in super useful. So just have to be careful here and duck and dodge and boost away from the zombies. Taking a few hits there. And here at round 9, basically our focus is getting set up, getting the perks going now that we have at least one of the decent guns that I wanted. We'll probably be hitting the 3D printer a bit more. And also opening up the areas where some of those perks are that I want to get before we go into the boss fight. The first one being at round 13. So we only have, 3 rounds to get set up for that. You also want to kind of hang on to some of the drops that you get, like the Goliath drop in this map, which is pretty cool. So we're just going to pick up the Exo Reload here. Sorry, I was calling it Fast Hands, wasn't I? I apologize for that. But you know what it is, you know what it does. Exo Reload is basically the same as Speed Cola from the regular zombies. So we're going to try and get out of this area because they haven't opened up the door at the end, so it can be a little bit of a trap back there. We'll be heading back there though once we get some more points to hit that box again. So the other perks or Exo upgrades, if you want to call them the proper name, in this map, they're not quite so important. I would probably say Stockpile is really handy to have, and you should get that at some point for sure. What else is there? There's Exo Soldier, I think it's called, which lets you reload while running and boosting and stuff like that. It's got a few other little benefits like that. It's kind of good, but definitely not essential. So we're starting to get the special zombies coming at us now that we've come to know and love, like the EMZs and stuff like that. There's no new zombies except for obviously the boss fights. There's no new zombies in this map. The teleporting zombies have changed to purple for no apparent reason, but apart from that, everything's stuff that we've seen in the previous map. So yeah, Stockpile. Increased weapon plasticity, whatever that means. Basically, you can hold more ammo and stuff with it, so it is good to get. But at this point, I think I'm just going to head back and try and get rid of this Mayhem. And hopefully get the Trident or the S12 or something good like that.
It all ends.
Oz, the infection is attacking your mind.
Alright, what's this? The AK.
Do us all a favor.
So for the first boss fight at round 13, you are going to want to have a weapon that is capable of some sort of accuracy at range. So the blunderbuss is not going to be that weapon. So you just want to make sure that your second weapon is going to be capable of shooting accurately at range. So almost all the other weapons except for shotguns are going to do that for you. Okay, so unfortunately the 3D printer moved, so we're going to kill the crawler here. And that's where we'll leave it for this first episode. Please rate and comment, and I'll catch you guys in part 2 to face the first boss fight. Thanks for watching. Slippy Jim out.